Good evening, parents. This is just a quick video recording to show you what happens or what you're supposed to do when you sign in on Tornelo. So you should have received this mailer update with the letter with all the information in that you need for the tournament. Now, this letter will show you that you are supposed to check on chessresults.com that your child's name is on the list for tomorrow, that your child is entered into the correct section. You will see that some players have been moved up or down because their ratings were either too high or too low. And then you will also see that we have 3 players that are playing in sections above their ratings because they have been granted permission to play up as they are playing in the FIDE World Cup event after they have qualified to play in the event during the SAJCC event. And they have therefore applied for permission to play up as part of their preparation for the World Cup. Then if you look at this mail, you'll see I've added some arrows to show have you paid or not. That's highlighted in yellow. Then there's an arrow with big eyes that says you must please sign in to Tornelo for the event before 8 o'clock tonight. What happens if you do not sign in before 8 o'clock? Means the arbiters and me have to run around after you after 8 o'clock tonight to find you, to check where's your child, why did your child not sign in, are you aware that you're supposed to sign in, do you have the links, have you received the emails, why haven't you signed in, are you in the correct section. Then tomorrow morning you'll see at the top right hand corner there's a check-in blue button. 7:45, the player must click on that check-in blue button and they will then be taken to the page that shows they are now ready for the tournament. Then they have to wait for the round to be paired. Players must please stay signed in during the event. Once you start, you are committed to play for the duration of the event. Sections A to D play 7 rounds. Please do not disappear after 5 rounds and think you are done. You play 7 rounds. They are faster than you think because it's 15 minutes on the side with 5-second increments. Section E and F, you play 5 rounds with 25 minutes on a side in 5-second increments. So E and F only play 5 rounds. We play rate of play, which means round 1 is at 8 o'clock for all the sections. And then, same as with the normal tournament, once the last player has finished in a section, it's more or less 15 minutes, then the next round will start. So please make sure that you keep an eye on your section. We will also post in the WhatsApp groups when each section will start. So please make sure that you are on the correct WhatsApp groups for section A to D and the WhatsApp group for section E and F. Then also on this letter, you would have received the links for section E and F and the links for section A to D. Then it says there that section A must play on Zoom. All section A players must have Zoom. We want the Zoom camera to be at such an angle that we can see your screen as well as you. I must be able to see the player as well as their screen, as well as their keyboard or phone or device that they're playing on. Your hands on that keyboard the whole time that you are playing. It's a short round, so there's no reason why you need to take your hands off the table. Then while the kids are playing, we ask that there's no parents or coaches or aunts and uncles or whoever behind them or in the room with them. It needs to be a quiet environment because while they are playing on Zoom, their mics has to be unmuted. This is because we need to be able to hear. Are you helping them in the background? Are they listening to somebody in the background? Are they asking for help from somebody in the background? So their mics need to be unmuted. Therefore, the background has to be quiet. Then you'll see the Zoom information is there for each section. Then, very important, we explain a little bit about the fair play policies on Tornelo. We give you 2 article links that you can go read through. We explain there that your child's performance will be plotted against the top player's performance, and that Tornelo has a whole process, and the 2 main things it's looked at. The appeal process through Tornelo, should a player be picked up as in breach of the fair play process. Then there's a list of our standard tournament rules. Very important to please note that if a player was banned during the national tournament, online tournament, or at any Gauteng regions online tournament, that player may not enter any of our online tournaments. Then also very important, if a player withdraws after the list of players has been published, that means this morning after the arbiter has published the list of players, no refunds will be given. That is a rule that's always been in our Tshwane handbook, so please make sure that you're aware of that. After that list has been published, no refunds will be given if you withdraw. Right, and then it explains to you the whole process of joining Tornelo, how to sign up. And that is what I'm going to show you now. So I have signed up for a different Tornelo account so that I can show you what to do. So let me go back to the A to D link. So I'm going to follow that link. Okay, so your Tornelo profile should look like this. It should show you register now, open the Zoom room, WhatsApp. That is the WhatsApp group that you should be in for section A to D. You will see on the side it shows you the 2021 Mid-Gauteng Open A to D section. So if you entered into the E and the F section and you open the Tornelo link and it shows you section A to D, then you realize, oops, you are in the wrong link. Then you please go out and you open the other link. Right. So you are going to click on register now. And do note that this link is only sent out to participants of the tournament. Random players cannot enter for the tournament. Then you're going to get to enter event. You're going to add a player. Now I'm going to delete this player later. So I'm going to say I'm James Bond. I'm going to say this is a new player. I'm going to say that I entered to play in the C section. My hybrid rating that is on Chess SA is 950. My year of birth is, let's say it's 2010. And there you're going to enter your Chess ID, whatever that may be. You're going to enter your phone number, your parents' phone number. This is so that if a player is not there for a round and the arbiter has to get hold of you, then the phone number is there with contact details. Then you verify that your entry details is correct and you confirm your entry. Don't have to worry, I will go delete James Bond from the player list. And now your tournament will look like this. So at the top, it will now say check in. So you are going tomorrow morning, click on check in, and it's going to say the player is ready. That is what you are going to do tomorrow at 7:45. You are going to click on this check in button. Right, now you can see the event. I've now signed out of that account and signed into my normal account. You can now see the view as the arbiters see the view. And yeah, you can see I no longer see the check-in button. I can still see the tournament setup and rules. I can still see the sections on this side. This side now I can see the standings for each section. So when they're done, I will be able to print the standings. But at the bottom, I have the option now to print a fair play report for each section as well. So I am now going to press on the pairings program to be able to get to my sections. And here I can see which players have already signed in for each section. Now you'll remember that I'm signed in as Mr. James Bond. So I have to go find Mr. James Bond. And there you can see, there's Mr. James Bond signed in as player number 9 for the C section. So this is what it looks like when players have signed into the different sections. So here you can see which players have listened so far and signed into the different sections. So I'm now just going to click on Mr. James Bond, and the arbiter can go and remove the player, because obviously Mr. James Bond was not entered for the tournament, or Mr. James Bond did not pay for the tournament. And if the player did not pay for the tournament, we can then remove any player that then still tried to enter, got the link from a friend, tried to enter. We can then in the morning still remove the player. Hope this assists you. You will then see tomorrow morning as well that when the arbiter has paired the games, I go back to my lobby, the arbiter can pair the games, and then the rounds will start. The players will either have their boards pop up automatically, or on the side over here, under their section, they will see round 1 and the board that they have to play. And they click there and their game starts. And they have to, when the game starts, then they make their move.